Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm doing sort of one of those pantry clean out videos. I have some things that need to be used up. I'm doing this in the interest of not wasting food. And maybe you can get some ideas from this. I would like to impart some things, so we're just going to get into it. Okay, now breakfast is going to be a pretty simple one. I did want to do this to not waste these cream cheeses and use them before they went bad. This one is open. I used it for a recipe. And this one I got from Grocery Outlet. And the expiration date is the end of February. Now it's March 2nd, so I'm still going to use it. I feel like a couple days isn't going to kill me. And if it does, this video will never see the light of day, and it won't matter. But, yeah, I got these two cream cheeses for the week. I had these bagels that I froze. I bought them at Weiss and I froze them. So I'm going to use these as well. There's like 6 of them in here. So that'll cover 6 days of this week. Classic. So here's the deal. I had 3/4 cup of TVP from an open package that I soaked in like a cup of broth, vegetable broth. So that's going to be my meat for lunch. Now, as far as the rest of the week, I'm just trying to make it work. Now, I've got this open package of beans. I'd like to use this up. So I'm going to soak them all now. Some of them are going to be used in a tortilla soup that I'm making, which is a very loose idea of a tortilla soup, because I have this that needs to be used up. I also have this that I wanted to try from Aldi's. It's accidentally vegan. So I'm going to have the beans, a little bit with the soup, and a little bit with this rice. And I'll show you how I do everything. I'm just trying to get to the main idea, which is that I'm soaking these beans right now. There we go. Just want to make sure none of these have like stones or anything in them. They look pretty good. And I'm just going to let these soak for a couple hours. Just until I'm happy with, I'm ready to cook. We're kind of like just throwing a bunch of stuff together and seeing what sticks. So I've got my beans soaking in hot water, which should make them soak faster. So I'm going to put them over here. And then we're going to get back to this, which is lunch that I'm eating today. It's going to be a TVP taco. This is something that I always have in my pantry. So I'm just using it as a meat because I need to use up these tortillas and some kimchi. Now don't get mad at me. I am using kimchi in a taco. I have this open thing of kimchi. It's vegan. It was from the Asian grocery store. It's absolutely delicious. I'm just going to see if it tastes good. I don't see why it would not taste good. Medium heat. This is some oil that I had left over from a post that I did. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. And I'm probably going to use this throughout the week when I cook. We're just going to get our TVP in there. Very nice. I like to cook TVP. I'll stir it around every now and then for like 10-15 minutes, just until it gets a little bit of color on it, and or the water is all soaked up, and or it's cooked through. So we're just going to do that, and then we're basically just going to assemble our tacos and eat lunch. I have this little thing that I use for tacos. Don't remember where I got it from. These are like little street taco kind of size. Never had kimchi on a taco before. I looked it up. I'm not the first one to do this, so. By the way, this kimchi is delicious. Here goes nothing. Now hold on. Now hold on a minute. Wow. Now, I will say this. It is missing something sort of like, maybe like a vegan sour cream element would just take it over the top. Alright, You heard it here first. Maybe. You might have heard it somewhere else. But if you did hear it here first, this works. There's no reason why it wouldn't be good, right? I just thought it was an unusual food combination. I guess it's not. Okay, so just really quick, this is my crock pot. I've drained and rinsed my beans. In they go. And then I'm just going to fill this with water until I cover them. Okay. Lid goes on. I'm going to cook them on high for like 4 hours. Meanwhile, we have our soup. I've got my pan nice and hot. More of this oil is going to go in. And I've got a very small onion that I chopped. I'm just going to throw that in. Have this Impossible Burger. It came in a pack of 2. I used 1. I have 1 left, so I'm going to use this in my soup as well. I'm going to break this guy up. Voiceover CJ here. We did have some audio loss, but luckily we maintained the footage. So I just added the stock. I tasted it. I added in the udon noodles. Maybe a bit of the unusual combination. But I'm trying to use stuff up here. I'm trying to use up what's in my pantry, so that's why I did that. And I let the noodles cook for like 5 minutes. This package said 5 minutes. I got those from Lidl, by the way. And then I just pretty much packaged it up. It was more like a noodle dish than a soup because the noodles soaked up a lot of the sauce. But it tasted kind of like a wine flavor from the stock. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I'll probably eat this with some dumplings or something. But that'll be my, I think, pretty sure that was lunches. Yeah, for a couple of days. And then I made some pasta salad. I had some of these bow ties, like 2 servings of bow ties left. And some odds and ends from my fridge, some Italian dressing, some of these artichoke hearts from an open jar, and some of this vegan Parmesan, like half the container. And I just wanted to throw some stuff together, 1 for lunch on Saturday and 1 for dinner on Sunday, just to patch in those holes in my meal plan. I diced up these artichokes into smaller bite-sized pieces so that they wouldn't be like big pieces flying at my mouth. And I added them to the bowl. And they're like marinated artichokes from Aldi's. They're pretty good. I remember having them with charcuterie around Christmas time, but the jar was still good, so I'm using them in this pasta salad. I just dumped it all in a bowl. And there's 2 servings of pasta salad. It was pretty good. Did not need any other seasonings. It was very flavor heavy. I'll probably eat it with some of this sourdough bread that I'm showing you right now. There was a lot of flavor in there. Let me just say it that way. I don't know if I would make this again, but it was flavorful. It was good. And then for dinner, on days 1 to 3, I made this alfredo because I had this jar of alfredo sauce in my cabinet that I wanted to use up before it hit the expiration date. And I also wanted to try it because I don't know if I've tried that before. So I air fried these vegan chicken fillets. They were like spicy chicken fillets. But I had a package of them that I wanted to use up. And I had a thing of pasta that I got pretty cheap that I did it with and some frozen peas. So I figured, why not just have alfredo with like the vegan chicken alfredo type deal. This was probably one of my favorite meals from the week. I looked forward to eating this. It was very good. So I would probably buy that sauce again. I'm just saying it was a good meal prepped meal. So for dinner, days 4 to 6, I had this Spanish rice that I got from Aldi's. It's accidentally vegan, and it was like 99 cents. It was a really good deal. So I just grabbed it, threw some oil and some water in that pan, like 2 cups of water and like a splash of oil, and I mixed it together. And it was BTB RTS, like 7 minutes, I think. And I served it with the beans that I cooked in the crock pot. It was a very simple dinner. You know, rice and beans, very simple, very inexpensive. I probably threw some taco sauce on it. Like maybe if I had some sour cream in the cabinet, I would throw that on there. But yeah. All right. So another thing that's happening is my dessert for the week is this no sugar added Marie Callender's pie. It's accidentally vegan. I got it at a grocery outlet for like $1.27. It was an amazing deal. But I don't want it to get freezer burned, so I'm going to have this every night of the week for dessert. And to go with it, I have this open bag of cashews, so I'm going to make some cashew milk from scratch. I have this recipe. If I remember, I will link it in the description. It basically says that you can do every 1 cup of cashews to 4 cups of water. It also says to soak the cashews, which I can't be bothered to do. So this is also an experiment of whether or not this is going to work. We're going to start off with 3 cups of water and just see how far that gets me. Yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to do 3 cups of water because my blender is small. What can I do? I can't do anything. Okay, and here we go. We did it. I am going to strain this with a little bit of cheesecloth just to make sure everything's copacetic. Actually, let's see it. Let's see what it even looks like. If I can get the lid off. I wonder if I even need to strain that. Let's see what happens. Don't think that needed to be strained. So I'm not going to strain the next batch. But look at that. That was so easy to do. And it tastes really good. Here, I'm going to taste some more. Now it's nice and smooth because I strained it. I still don't mind it not strained. So yeah, I'm just going to make another batch of this with the rest of the cashews. I have these things to store it in because this is all I have to store it in my refrigerator. And I'll have a cup of this cashew milk, which is delicious, with some of this pie every night for my little dessert there. And here is our cashew milk for the week. I'm just going to bake this pie. I'll show you how it looks when I'm eating it so that you have an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, this was accidentally $1.20. I will never stop bragging about the price I got for this. $1.27 for a whole ass apple pie, accidentally vegan. And then I had these snacks from Marshall's. If you've seen my TikTok, you've probably seen this post. I got these snacks for super cheap. The oregano bites came in like a pack of 8. These granola bites I'm showing you came in like a pack of 5. And the granola bars came in like a pack of 5. So I'll try to evenly distribute them throughout the week. But all delicious. Like a little sweet treat as well as like a savory treat to go with my meals. So that's the video, guys. I hope you got something out of this. Thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. Give it a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe below. And I will see you in the next one.